All right, guys. So here we go. We haven't done this. We didn't do this last week, but we're going to do it this week because I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on in the world of professional wrestling.
Sure is.
So there's a lot of things going on as far as people moving, people being rumored to move, and people that are possibly retiring even. So we're going to start it out with the Lucha Bros. Contracts are coming to an end with AEW. There's a big rumor right now that Lucha Bros are looking to head all the way to the WWE.
I don't know about it, guys.
I'm actually really enjoying this one. I think this is going to be one that WWE can really use.
They would kill it, but they wouldn't be. Yeah, they can't even speak English, though, really.
No, they can't, but I feel like they can pair up with somebody and they could definitely be a mouthpiece.
Don't bring Alex.
We're not going to bring Alex Abraham.
Don't
We're not going to do
him.
that.
Come on, I don't like that guy.
But they're even going as far as looking into copywriting some different names so they can move over and just to be ready to go.
Penta, I freaking love Penta.
I do too.
No fear, that dude.
And
no
Ray
fear.
Phoenix is the same way, man. Ray Phoenix is a force, man.
If Ray Phoenix could speak English, he would have the title, no
Oh,
doubt.
yeah.
No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, he's amazing. Also, possibly heading to WWE, thanks to my guy, Cody Rhodes. The guy that I don't really care for, Ricky Starks.
No, say it ain't so.
So we've seen over the past few weeks, Ricky Starks, he's healthy. They haven't been using him. So Ricky Starks is definitely rumored to be heading to WWE at this point, thanks to Cody.
Yeah. I've been hearing that he's been backstage quite a bit at WWE events.
Yeah, especially the last pay-per-view and the last couple SmackDowns. So he's definitely someone that could be there.
He's got to go to NXT.
I would really hope so.
He's got to go to NXT.
I think he would be right for NXT, for sure.
I could not see him on the main roster coming out the gate. No way.
No, and I agree with you. I don't think that's something that WWE would throw into. I think they definitely would rather have him in NXT.
If Ethan Page is hanging out at NXT, Ricky Starks needs to go to NXT.
I totally agree with that. So we're not even going to worry about that. Let's see. So we've got the WWE ones. Let's jump over to TNA a little bit. It looks like Mustafa Ali is done with TNA for now. That was a short contract.
Yeah, it was.
Like, he was only there for, 6 months maybe? So he's got one of those Matt Cardona contracts apparently with TNA.
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it for them to make as much money as they possibly can.
I mean, is it though? I mean, I feel like all these indie people aren't making a lot of money anymore. I mean,
Matt Cardona's killing it.
Matt Cardona's a special breed because he doesn't stop.
He does. That's true.
He is literally on every show every week.
Everywhere. He kills it. If you guys watch his behind the scenes stuff, he talks about merchandise and the brains behind it and his thought process behind it. He absolutely kills it. If there's one guy who I would want to learn from coming up, it would be that guy.
Absolutely.
How to market yourself. He's the guy to talk to.
Well, he's the current GM for GCW, so I mean that in itself is a pretty big deal.
Yes.
To the point where they're like, hey, we know that you're not doing anything right now because you're injured. Why don't you be our GM?
Yeah.
So they want him part of this.
WWE, they really dropped it with him. He could have been somebody.
Yep, I agree. Let's see. Kenny Omega. Looks like he is going to be returning sooner rather than later. So
yes.
So are we going to see him at All In?
Oh God, I told you. I hope so. Something's brewing with the Elite and Hangman.
Well, and we're starting to see. It looks like we're going to have the Acclaimed versus the Young Bucks for the titles. It looks like next week or this week on Dynamite. Could we see him as soon as then?
Ooh. With knowing Tony, and he likes to do the big things at the weekly TV shows, probably.
I could see. Here's my thought process, and you know how I love to think things through a little bit. But I think what I'm going to see is we're going to see the Acclaimed lose on Wednesday.
Yep.
Thanks to Hangman Page. I think Hangman Page is going to get involved.
Okay.
We're going to get a rematch at All In, and that's where we're going to see Kenny Omega even the odds.
That's a great way to do it. Tony's mind doesn't work that way, though.
I know. Tony's mind is definitely different than ours, for sure.
Yeah, he likes to jump the gun.
Yeah, he does. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that's going to play out.
Yep.
Joe Hendry. We've seen him bouncing back and forth.
I believe, dude. I believe.
I believe in Joe Hendry, man.
I believe.
But it looks like his TNA contract, we've been asking this back and forth for a while. Mm-hmm. It looks like his contract is all the way through 2025.
Oh, dang.
So
the end of 2025?
It looks like it's going to be all the way through 2025. So if we're looking for a full-time character in NXT for Joe Hendry, it doesn't look like it's going to be anytime soon unless WWE just buys it out.
They might. He's killing it over there at NXT.
He's selling more merchandise for TNA than he is for WWE or than WWE is.
Yep.
So I mean it's a big deal. Well, we're on TNA right now. Let's talk about Scott D'Amore. Remember Scott D'Amore, former president of TNA?
Oh yeah.
He's getting ready to relaunch Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling.
Really?
So he's getting his old promotion back, getting it up and running. I'm excited about this. A lot of the people that were in TNA to start came from this Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. Mm-hmm. You talk about Eric Young, A1, Bobby Roode. All of these people started out in Maple Leaf, and it was an amazing promotion. Obviously underrated at the time, but now with Scott D'Amore, just an amazing creative mind. Putting this together again, I think we're going to see a lot more stuff from him. So, pretty excited about that. All right, let's get into some WWE news, okay? Michael Cole and LA Knight have both signed new contracts for WWE.
Of course.
So we're going to see LA Knight for a few more years. Michael Cole is never going to leave WWE.
He's not going anywhere. And LA Knight just won a title. He's not going.
Yeah, he's not going. He knows that this is the right place to retire.
This is his last ride. Yeah. Yes.
There's nothing else that he can do at this point. Yeah. He's going to stick it out to the end.
Yeah. Smart moves.
Smart move. And like I said, Michael Cole, he's a lifer. He's the Undertaker of the announce table.
Yeah. Love to know how much he's getting paid. I would love to know.
Nights. He does it all. Women's Speed Championship.
Uh-oh.
We're getting a women's speed title.
Whoa.
So this is going to start as of September 4th. So we're going to see it pretty soon. It's less than a month away.
Who could you think is winning that speed title?
Io Sky. That's the one person that came to my mind the first time I heard it.
Okay, that's good, yeah.
She is that quick-paced offense.
Is good. Mm-hmm.
I could really see her. I can also see this as maybe a jumping point for Jade Cargill.
Oh, I was going to say Naomi.
Oh, I'd love Naomi to do this.
I was going to say Naomi.
She's not much on the speed side of things, but I could definitely see...
I could see her pulling out some maneuvers.
I could see it. I'm on board for that.
She can do some stuff when she tries to.
Absolutely.
I used to love her Royal Rumble acrobats.
Oh, yes. She's the Kofi Kingston of the women's division.
Yeah, exactly.
So I love that. I think it's a good idea. Did you hear Becky Lynch's last or most recent Twitter post?
About her, it's time to be a mother.
Yeah.
Yes.
So her exact words, it's been a hell of a career.
Yep.
Being the man for all of you was an honor. Being the mom for her is a privilege. Mm-hmm. Many people have led this to believe that she's possibly retiring from wrestling. What do you think?
I think people are looking into this a little too much. So this post happened after her WWE biography aired,
right,
on A&E, which I watched. Fantastic.
It was really good.
It was good. I think we're just looking into it a little too much. I think just wants to take some time off. She really carried the women's division for a while there, especially during the Mania time frame and before that.
Yeah.
She deserves some time off. I don't think she's done. I think when she's done, I think we're going to know about it, and I think WWE is going to make sure we know about it.
I mean, she is the man. I mean, I agree with you. I feel like if this was it would not be a Twitter post.
Yeah.
It would be something like a Bryan Danielson in the ring and telling him how much she loved the business and all that.
Yeah.
I agree. I think this is not it for Becky. I do think she's taking some much-needed time off. Yes. I know her contract hasn't been officially decided at this point, so it can also be a play on that too. We can also be using this.
Absolutely. My thing about wrestlers is never say never.
That's right.
We've thought so many people were done. Edge, Trish Stratus, Lita,
Bryan
Danielson. The list goes on, and they've come back.
Yep.
never say never with these guys, and Becky can still wheel and deal.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is it's going to be interesting to see what comes of this, but I do think that there's more to the story than this. So, all right, and I don't typically like doing this, but we're going to end on a little bit of a sad note here. There's a couple of wrestlers that have kind of hit some hardships and everything. To start with, I think everybody by now has heard about the passing of Kevin Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan was a huge character in the 90s, leading up to the 2000s, even in the 80s to a point. Had a huge thing with Chris Benoit and his wife Nancy. Whether you liked him or not, it is sad to see him go. He was a big part of wrestling all in general. And last but not least, this one I just found out about a couple hours ago, but it looks like WWE Hall of Famer Bob Backlund is now battling dementia. So,
honestly, didn't even know he was still alive.
Yeah, he has been touring a little bit.
How old is he now? He's got to be pretty old, yeah.
But it's sad to see that because he did have, he was such a great wrestler back in the day.
He will always be known, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like that's going to be a big one for people. If you don't know who Bob Backlund is, go back to your early 90s, late 80s.
He's a big name, yep.
And definitely see some of those matches. So, all right, as far as news and rumors goes, that's all I've got for this week.
Love it.
Cam, you got anything?
Love it. Nope, you hit them all. That was good stuff.
All right, we'll see you next week.